Brian, I think we're supposed to be encouraging people that are not feeling very encourageable. Like,
That's
pour some salt on them,
that sounds like a lot of hard work.
spice them up a little bit. I
Tell me
mean,
about it.
well, we're going to talk about it. We'll
Okay,
talk about how to be salty.
let's do it.
You know what I found? I've always known this for a while. I've known about encouraging people and this responsibility we have, especially as Christians, because we're supposed to be the light. We're supposed to be the salt of the earth. You know what I like to do to my French fries is put salt on it. Just can't really stand a French fry without salt on it, you know. But when I put that salt on it, boy, it changes everything. Then I want it on my burger, and we're supposed to be spicing things up, you know, when we're talking to people. I noticed over the last several weeks, I've been, making it a conscious effort to, when I notice someone's really down, they seem super unapproachable. Like, I don't even know if I want to talk to this person because I'm going to have to get on their level. And I've noticed that if you just kind of ease into that conversation and just kind of meet them where they're at without being overly excited, just start talking to them about normal stuff, bring this up, bring that up. Man, before you know it, you can start appealing to that person's likes and things that they're really into. And then they might ask you a question like, "You like that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, man. I like that. I think that's cool." Well, next thing you know, you're in this conversation with this person that wouldn't hardly even say one word because they were so oppressed by whatever, a relationship with somebody that is soured, disappointed in their finances or whatever. And next thing you know, you see this light go off in this person's, you know, um, their countenance, and they start looking at things in a different perspective. And I think if we did that enough, if we would be changing people's perspective on a regular basis. And I don't think this perspective like just dies immediately when they get away from you. I think they get energized by this interaction that you have. Now I think this comes from what the Holy Spirit is showing us. Because if it wasn't for that, I don't think I'd even be driven to get into that whole place that this person is in. So I'm very optimistic personally for a lot of things right now. I mean, we just had a new president elected. There's a lot of talk about what could happen, what hasn't happened. I mean, this isn't a political thing. No matter where you're at, I've talked to people on both sides, and everybody wants to be optimistic, even if they weren't for Donald Trump. If they was for him or against him, they're like, well, we got him now. What are we going? Can we get excited? And so people are actually trying to be excited, but let's just go beyond politics. Us as Christians, we're here in this country, and we've got a lot of opportunities. We've got opportunities to be a light to people. We have an opportunity to earn, to build relationships, to encourage people, and things like that. If we're not doing those types of things, like encouraging people at the very core of what we're doing, man, life's going to get pretty bland, and we're not going to be very salty.
We often, I mean, the theme word at church right now is loving one another, um, loving the Lord, loving being in community. The I was thinking the other day when I was going through and reading in Galatians about the role Holy Spirit plays in our lives. And of course in Galatians 5 it talks about the behaviors and mindsets of your old self-life. And then it talks about the characteristics of the Holy Spirit, the actual expressions of love. And we say that word love. Love is thrown around all the time. Man, love you, bro, whatever. Being positive and being confident about your journey doesn't mean you don't have problems. Doesn't mean you don't have setbacks. Doesn't mean you don't have major setbacks, financial challenges, relationship issues. And you brought us something very valuable. You can talk to a total stranger, and because they don't know you, there's a sensitivity for kindness that is very, very attractive. It's an expression of love. So what if we focused on manifesting a different expression every day? So today I'm going to model an expression of patience. I'm going to model patience at the hardest opportune time. I'm going to model kindness in the midst of a situation that kindness is the last thing I want to show. Self-control. Those are true expressions that manifest and validate love. We don't have to nail every one of them every single day. I had a guy tell me the other day, I need you to pray for me that I'll have more patience.
That's a scary prayer right there, because he might just.
Well, what's interesting is, if the
patient
same
opportunities,
if the same Holy Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead dwells in me, then I have everything at access, that it's accessible.
Yeah.
So instead of praying for something I already have, I pray I yield to something to flow through me.
Yeah.
So I don't have to pray for patience because it's here. Am I willing to manifest it instead of another response, another behavior? I'm wanting to model love. Without saying love, I want to model patience. Instead of saying I want to model love, I'm going to model kindness. So these are the things that really can change the atmosphere in the home, in the relationship. So whatever comes at you that's opposite of the expressions of love, you're going to manifest whatever's needed to be shown in that moment. Joy, the biggest thing right now. If you watch YouTube or even if it's TikTok or everything is something to do with self-help. It's about self-focus, getting better mindsets, better perspective of things. Yeah. And knowledge is a big thing. Making money is definitely, but the biggest thing is how can I look at something better than I'm looking at it right now so I can get through it better. So it's all about dealing with a mindset. So we're all watching and we hear somebody say something, go, dude, that's so good. That pumps me up. That is really good. I'm going to capture that. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. I'm going to go back and watch that whole thing later because what that person just said went all over me.
Yeah.
And right now we're all faced with opportunities to let our circumstances and situations dictate our response. But I love what you were saying. We have a great opportunity to manifest and just say, I choose to demonstrate. It's so easy. I had a pastor friend of mine tell me one time, I absolutely love people that don't know Jesus, I am so comfortable with them. They are so easy to talk to. But church people, I can't stand them. Why is someone you don't know so much easier to connect with than someone you do know?
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. Everybody has the ability. I'd say there's going to be few exceptions. There's sociopaths out there and stuff. As soon as I say this, people's going to say, well, there was this guy that killed that.
Yeah.
But everybody, most of the time, has this ability to be loving, be kind, be joyful, and I'm going to prove it to you. Because when something comes along that's really attractive, whatever it is, job opportunity, a trip of the lifetime, new relationship, they are able to manifest this excitement about this opportunity.
That's so true.
Okay. Why? Because they feel like there's going to be this positive outcome. And if I could just get it, if I could just, just really put on my best show here, even if they're not trying to do it as a show, and they honestly believe it's not a show because I really feel this. I really want this. So everybody's got it in them. It's just a matter of, do we want to express it from day to day to day to day?
That's good.
And that's where you can really start to see this lack of self-control. Because if we've got it in us, and I can perform on a dime when I see something I really want, but the mundane gets me out of the mood, I just don't feel like it anymore. Baby, I don't want to serve you today. I just want to come home and rest. Get your own stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that will start souring a marriage really fast.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to have this pursuit and this commitment to, I'm going to love. I'm going to love today. I'm going to love tomorrow. And I'm going to be kind. And I'm going to be patient. And I'm going to manifest these acts of kindness on a daily basis. Like you said, let's just pick one and focus on it and practice it, You're going to get tested with patience. If you're not patient and you want to be patient, well, you're going to have every bill collector, everybody trying to sell you something, everybody trying to get you something from you, and every opportunity in the world. Your friends, your pastor, your spouse, they're going to be slapping you with, can you pass this test? Boom. Can you pass this test? Boom. They're going to be coming at you, not on purpose. It's just going to feel like it because why? It's like saying, I'm not going to eat today, and then 3 buffets are, handed to you and say, hey, want to know if you come to this breakfast buffet in the morning with us? Hey, by the way, there's a lunch buffet tomorrow. Hey, I've got 2 tickets to a dinner buffet tonight. Would you come? That's what's going to happen as soon as you decide you don't want to eat. So it's the same way with anything else. I'm going to be kind. Well, you're going to be presented that day with somebody that's very irate and not nice, and there's your opportunity. It's only in those times where you're really able to learn to cultivate those things over a long period of time. Are you going to be kind today? Really? Well, it's going to take some work. It's going to take some focus. If we don't do that, then every day we're just getting up and we're just going through this world and we're just tired of it. We're just done. Oh, unless you got something for me. You got something for me?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so personally, I think, disappointed in that in my own life where I was only excited about things I could get something from. But as soon as that shininess wore off, I was done. And I didn't like that about myself. So there's got to be something that you recognize internally that says, we're not going to do that anymore. I have control of how I treat people today.
I think that's probably one thing that we can say about God. He doesn't change, but he is an agent. He is all about change. He don't change. Thank God he doesn't. That is grace and mercy. He keeps his word. It's a challenge heading into this year. There's a lot of positive things that are out there right now. Everybody's got, most people, for the most part, are looking optimistically into the new year. They're looking at maybe a situation financially is going to be better. My work's going to be better. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's in order to sustain yourself, it's going to involve a whole new way of thinking. Mm-hmm. That's why the whole New Testament's about a renewed mind. It's all about a renewed mind, having the mind of Christ, really changing the way we see things. There's got to be transformation in our thoughts, and that's going to come from, well, you and I both know when we get around young people and they're in love, they don't have to tell you they're in love. They drive you absolutely nuts.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like, oh my gosh.
On and on. It's like a new Christian. That's why your pastor friend finds it so easy to talk to non-believers, because it's like just a big open hole that just is like a bottomless hole that you can just fill and fill and fill and fill, and they love to feel wanted. They love to feel like, oh, I'm telling this to this person, they think I'm a genius because I'm talking about all this stuff. And then, what happens to, anybody, Christians, anybody, but really once you get to be knowledgeable about something, it's just like a job. It's like, you don't know how to do that? You need to learn your job. I've been doing this job, and I'll tell you how it works. Don't work like you think. What's with the attitude? How come we're not more... Man, let me show you the ropes. Let me show you what it's really about. It's really about, I wish somebody would have told me this in the beginning. It was really about the relationship that we had with Christ, more than any book I could have read, more than any sermon I could have did, more than any fasting I could have did, more than any attendance I could have, checked off. It was all about that relationship. I wished I would have got that first, because then I would be more focused on keeping that number one.
That's good.
Instead of trying to do something different.
Yes, trying to do good.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I'm in a relationship with someone who loves me just the way I am, and because he does, it inspires me to change. It inspires me to want to be like him.
Yeah, the book is not supposed to be a burden. The book is a love affair that we have been open to us because of what Christ did. And now the Bible is telling us about how that all played out. And now we get to be in this relationship. That's what it's about. It's not supposed to be a burden. I got to read my Bible today. Oh my gosh. So let's be excited. Let's be encouraged.
Well, we'll have an opportunity to. And surround ourselves by people that challenge us, love us, give us grace, and reminds us of our identity and our value. That's what helps you make it each and every day. You're not supposed to walk this journey alone. You need to partner with somebody.
Find somebody.
It's good.
We hope this episode of the Called to Love podcast has enriched your life and offered valuable principles to apply on your personal journey. Please explore our website at www.calledto.love for more information and to share your feedback with us. Until our next episode, may you find peace and love. And always remember, you are called to love.